Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all your updates. What's set for today's video? It's Saturday. On Saturdays, I test... wrong day. On Saturdays, I drink from my cellar, and that's what this beer is. You'd think I'd have it down by now. I'm going to leave that in. I'm not even going to refilm this. This is Sierra Nevada's barrel-aged Narwhal. It's an Imperial Stout, and it is from 2019, I believe. Yeah, so they released it in December of 2019. It's currently October of 2021, so it's coming up on 2 years. 11.9% ABV. Deep in our barrel room, out of light's reach, our legendary Narwhal Imperial Stout rests in bourbon barrels for nearly a year. After aging, it emerges anew, rich with notes of oak, vanilla, and coconut layered onto the stout's malt flavors of dark chocolate and espresso. Enjoy this beast of a beer. 11.9% ABV. So 16 ounces, but not the biggest ABV for a bourbon barrel-aged stout. It was very oaky, fresh. So I'm curious what some age has done to it. As I'm pouring it, there's blackness, but it's really a very dark brown color. A lot of head. Didn't think I was pouring too aggressively. About 2.5 fingers of a mocha head. Depending on where you're looking, it might be, I just washed this glass, but it's definitely making it look like I did not. Depending on where you're looking, there's super compact bubbles or like small sudsy ones. I'm going to chalk that up to, I didn't do a good job of rinsing or washing this glass in general, and say that it's supposed to be tight bubbles. But yeah, once it's all in the glass, you can see it's a very dark brown to light black, kind of like a soft black, maybe makes more sense. But it does, it definitely looks like a stout. Don't get me wrong. Looks good. Let's get into the aroma. I get some wet wood, barrel specific, but also like just like a wet wood. Definitely some nice roast. Some vanilla is coming through. The roast is chocolatey, so skewing towards dark chocolate. I don't quite get an espresso coffee note yet, but there is roast. Don't get me wrong. But I am definitely getting oak specifically. But yeah, I tell you what, that vanilla and some of that spirit, really nice. Definitely mixing nicely with what I am remembering the base beer being. And I have some of the base beer. I've definitely had it a lot in my life. It's a very roasty beer, especially by today's standards. And you do get some of that fighting through the barrel and the spirit. It smells great. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. This is pretty good. I do get less oak specifically, so that's a plus. Definitely some warmth in the chest, but not on the palate. Medium, slightly more than medium mouthfeel. You definitely get that roast. I can see the coffee note. I wouldn't go espresso, but I see a coffee note. Definitely to me it's more dark chocolate. A little bit of milk chocolate mixed in, but definitely more dark chocolate. And then not quite smoky ashtray, but on the road to that thing. The barrel, you do get some oak, but really, again, like, not a ton. You get some soft bourbon notes. You get some nice, I'll say nice vanilla. I don't get the coconut thing. Wish I did. Love coconut, the taste of coconut in a beer like this. But yeah, just that, not that it tastes like you took a little bit of whiskey or bourbon and put it into a stout, but like it is distinctively the spirit, which is cool, because then you also distinctively get the barrel, specifically the oak, but then you get some of the the vanillin thing. Soft caramel. There is that earthy, woodsy, like the wet wood thing I mentioned, the aroma, not actual wood, but what, like wet, outdoors, woodsy smells like. So it got a little bit of that taste there too. So like this earthy thing. It's good. It's tell you what. First initial response was that it was pretty good. I'll be honest with you. The reason why I was saying pretty good, in my mind, I wanted a sweeter stout, knowing darn well this is a very roasty beer. Now that I've had a few sips and kind of reminded myself what this beer is, I'm going to go up from like pretty good to this is a good beer, period. Have I had better? Yes. Have I had better vintages and versions of this exact beer from them? Also yes. I will say this. I think this beer is drinking better now than it was fresh. So I am glad I aged this beer. I might have one more can left. I don't remember the last time I checked in on this beer. I'll have to check after this review because I'm sure I did a review of it. Maybe I just drank it off camera, but I doubt it. But I will say this. With about 2 years on it, I'm liking this more fresh. Usually when I do these Cellar Saturdays, I don't remember to compare truthfully to when I had a beer fresh, right? This one, I do feel confident and comfortable enough to say definitively this beer's better with a little bit of age than it was fresh. So that's something a little different than I typically do in these reviews. But yeah, I started with pretty good. I'm back up to good. It's not great. It's not blowing my mind, but this is definitely, without a doubt, a solid and good beer. And I'm glad I bought it. I'm even more glad I aged it. Have you had this beer before? Have you had Narwhal lately, the regular one? Anything from Sierra Nevada? Like, what an awesome brewery that we need to definitely be hyping up because they make great beer. But everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.